Hello everyone, welcome back to my videos. Today we are installing Active Directory on 2008 server. Alright, so before moving ahead, let's talk a little about the difference between Active Directory and workgroup. Alright, so what if we run run our setup, the computer setup, like for example you have 20 machines, 50 60 computers in your office, and you don't have Active Directory. The all 60 computers are in workgroup. All right, workgroup means you can just install your operating system, whatever it is, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows XP. So, and you have to connect your LAN cable, and you have to assign IP address. It will work fine. All right, but the difference between Active Directory and workgroup. So if we have workgroup environment, so there will be no restrictions on computer machines, on computers. You can say on client side. All right, the machines who are in workgroup, the machines who the part of workgroups. There will be no restrictions, means all computer will act as a independent machines. That means users are free to install any application whatever they want. They can do means they can install any applications, they can connect your mobile, they can transfer their data from mobile to com to mobile, so which cause computer crash, data leakage, virus attack, and means many things are involved in it, and it is again very difficult to manage this workgroup environment centrally. That means you cannot control. As we discussed, users are free to install anything whatever they want. They can assign their own wallpapers, so it is very difficult to manage this thing centrally. You can manage, but for each and every computer you have to visit, and you have to open this window, gpedit.msc, and from this window we are talking about the workgroup environment. All right, so once this window open, from here you have to set your computer policy, from login script, from controlling your control panel, add remove programs, desktop wallpapers, installation rights. There are the many here. All right, it is very difficult to manage centrally. You can manage, as I said, but you have to perform this task one by one on each and every computer. As we said, the figure is 60 computers we have. So this is the work group. But what if we have Active Directory environment? Like now we have Active Directory in this 60 computers. All right, so you just have to install Active Directory, and you have to add this all workstation in that. So, and as soon as you add this all workstation in Active Directory, so you can be able to manage your all 60 computers, including your printers, scanners, and the network devices centrally. So the Active Directory allows you to manage your all network resources centrally. That means you can implement the group policies. You can restrict user by installing any softwares, setting up their own wallpaper. All right, so these are the difference between Active Directory and workgroup environment. One more thing, in Active Directory you can manage the antivirus updates centrally, which is mandatory. All right, Windows security patches and all. It is easy for if you having the Active Directory environment. So in normal term we use this word AD. All right, so let's talk a little about these points before installing Active Directory AD. All right, so what is the domain? I mean, it's frequently asked question in interview, and most of the people are it's very difficult for them to answer the difference between. Means they are good in Active Directory troubleshooting, group policies, and kind of tricky configuration, but these questions are frequently asked in interviews. So let's talk about it. The what is the difference? what's the domain? So domain is a group of computers and servers that use common directory database. It's called domain. All right, so that means once we install AD, Active Directory, it will install the database. Okay, that means oh, something is. So once you install Active Directory, it will going to install database. So that database will going to use by a servers and computers. All right, Microsoft based operating system computers. Okay, so and what is the domain controller? The Windows server running Active Directory services called domain controller. It's very simple. If your server having Active Directory services role installed and configured, that server called automatically a domain controller. All right, so in short you can say this is the DC. All right, and what is the Active Directory? Active Directory is a directory structure used on Microsoft based computers and servers which allow administrator to manage your network resources centrally, such as Windows Update, patches, antivirus updates, group policies, restrictions to block USB, removable devices, etc. All right, so let's get started. Now we discuss about these points and this difference. So this is your Windows 2008 server, and let me show you the edition. This is a Windows Enterprise edition, and the RAM is I have assigned 3.5, and this is a 64-bit operating system. So there are the different versions, different editions. Standard editions used for small organization, enterprise is for enterprise, and there are the more like data center edition and web edition. So there are total 4 to 5 editions. So it's totally depend your requirement. If your company is small, so you can buy Windows Standard Edition, and enterprise is for enterprise company. All right, so as soon as you start your Windows 2008 server, you will get this window. It will open automatically because all right, so it so let me explain you a little about this window. This is your activation. So you have to activate your window first, product key, and this is a time zone, and you have to set your time zone before you install Active Directory services. All right, so this is a time zone, and the configure networking. So we have to configure networking because see the IP address assigned by DHCP and V6 is enabled. The V6 is not required. And whenever you want to install Active Directory services, your computer should have static IP address. All right, so let's assign here. I have clicked on this. Let me close it and click it again. This configuration, configure network, local area on your local area connection. Right click property. So just uncheck IPv6 as it is not required, and double click on version 4, IPv version 4. Assign your manual IP address, your IP subnet. In my case it is, I'm going to I will assign 192.160.1.1. just press tab, the subnet mask will pick automatically. All right, and the gateway is not required because this computer will not going to communicate with other computers out of my LAN network, so my packet will remain in the same network. All right, because as of now we don't have other locations. All right, so DNS server, we don't have the DNS server, but this computer will be a DNS server in future, in this future video. So let me assign this thing in advance, 192.160.1.1, which is the same server. All right, click OK. Now we have set our IP protocol. So here you can see the changes. Provide computer name. So let's this name is little different, like it's garbage values and all, WinK99. So I don't want this name to be set on my computer. So it is primary domain controller. All right, because we are installing this server and this is the first domain controller, so it will be a primary domain controller. All right, so click OK. All right, so you have changed your name, your computer name. You have to restart this one. All right, no problem, we are aware. Just close it. We will restart later on. And this is the Windows update. You can schedule, download updates, add role feature, enable Windows remote. So just enable in advance, maybe we require in future. Apply OK. Configure your firewall. All right, so we are done with this first window. Just close it. As soon as you restart your computer, it will come up automatically. If you don't want this window to be open, you can click on this checkbox, do not show this window at logon, and close it. All right, I have closed this window and this open automatically, which will require in future time. So let's restart my computer first. I want to close this one. It's just a reason why you want to restart, so no problem. That's okay. You can select any reason you want. All right, we are back. System is restarted and this is the screen now. This is again same, the computer name PDC, primary domain controller, and work group, local area connection. This is all the summary of your computer. So in Windows 2008, whenever means you want to install like Active Directory role, DHCP role, DNS, so first you have to add the respective role in that server. All right, so this is a fresh installation. Just now we have installed this Windows 2008 and there is no role installed yet. All right, because we have not installed anything. So just all right, click on add role. Okay, this is just an introduction. Before you begin, your server, your administrator account has a strong password. All right, network settings such as IP, such as static IP address is done already. Windows patches, update, and securities. All right, we already done. Click next. And which role you want to install? So we want to install now Active Directory Domain Services, which is required .NET from framework. All right, so let's add this required feature. Okay, it is selected. Click next. There are the many features available here, the roles, DHCP, DNS, facts, file machine, but we want this Active Directory Domain Services to be installed. All right, click next. And this is Active Directory Domain Services. So what's that exactly? We already discussed. What is it? What is Active Directory Services? So this is just an summary of your Active Directory. Click next. And this is a final confirmation call whether you want to install this services and this package. Yes, we want to install. Click install. All right, so it will gonna take little time. I'll pause the video and we'll resume it again as soon as the installation is done. All right, so installation is done. Let's click on close. Okay, so we installed the Active Directory role here. All right, now we have to configure Active Directory services. So you can click here, start, run. You can type DC promo, hit enter. Checking your Active Directory services binary, whether it is installed. So it will take a little time. All right, this is the role. Let me close this background window or minimize it. All right, so this is just a welcome message. Click next. And operating system compatibility, improve security, Windows settings, and all this for Windows 2008 and 12. So just click next. All right, so we have two options here: existing forest or create a new domain in a new forest. So this is our first server we are installing now, because we don't have exist anything, so we are clicking here create a new domain as we wanted to in a new forest. So click next. So here there is a message: the local administrator account became a domain account, domain administrator account. When you create a new domain, the computer cannot create the local admin password, does not meet with the requirement. So as we already discussed, this computer should have complex password for. So it is configuration local, set a password. Alright, so it is a complex password. Alright, the password is set. Let's go ahead, click next. Now we are not getting error, so we are here in this window. What is FQDN? The forest root domain. So it should be a domain name, your company name. In my case, this is the test dot local. This is my test dot local, and domain name will be test dot local. All right, dot I have added here because it is a recommendation from Microsoft. All right, so click next. Whether the name is already exist, verifying your FQDN name. Alright, so what is a forest function level? So forest function level means if you have Windows 2003 server, it will be going to part of your this domain controller. Means this is a 2008 and 2003 is a legacy version, is old operating system. So if you select this part, just click me on this drop down. There are the three. And all right, if you have legacy operating system like 2003, 2000 and 2008, so you can select this option. So that OS can be added in your domain environment. All right, but if you go ahead with this option, later on you can raise your function level. But if you don't have such thing in your network, so just select Windows 2008 R2 server. Alright, so it is written here, you will be able to add only domain controller that are running Windows Server 2008 R2 or later to this forest. That means if you select this option and click next, later on you cannot be able to downgrade your forest level. That means this legacy operating system will not gonna work, or you will not be able to add in your forest level. So if you're not sure, select 2003. That means you will be able to add only domain controller that running Windows 2003 or later. You can click next. Later on you can raise your function level. So just select 2003. We will raise later on. So you will be able to raise your function level once you install the Active Directory 2008. Alright, so click next. Click next. Examine DNS. Alright, this is the DNS server, and the first domain controller in forest must be a global catalog server and cannot be RODC. Alright, so we understood this one, the global catalog. Alright, so first talk a little about the DNS. So why DNS is required for Active Directory? The DNS server is required in Active Directory to work and to work for smooth functioning of your Active Directory. Alright, so whenever you will going to add your workstation in your domain controller, you have to assign the domain name, which is test.local. Alright, you will not you don't have to use IP address, it will not going to accept. You have to assign the NetBIOS name, which is test.local. So DNS server is required because DNS server is like it resolve your IP to name. Alright, your name to IP, this server is going to resolve. For just a best example is the websites google.com, yahoo.com. They are actually having IP addresses, and it is very difficult to memorize the digits. It's 4 octet digit. 192.168.1.1 is for Google, and 192.168.1.2 is for Facebook. It's very difficult to memorize these IP addresses, and it's good if we have the name for that particular IP address. So now google.com, it's easy to remember. Google.com, yahoo.com, facebook.com. So we can remember these words very easily. It resolve your name to your IP address. Same is required in Active Directory environment. So you can trace your users, you can control your authentication traffic and replication traffic from where it is happening. You can be able to resolve your users host name to their IP to their host name. Alright, we will see the same thing in our future video when we will going to configure this DNS server. And the read-only domain controller, the RODC, which says read-only domain controller. This is the new feature in Windows 2008. Alright, so that means if you, for example, you have two location A and location B. Alright, location A is the physical security is good at location A. Alright, so register is there, security guards are there, you have data center over there, and the confidential datas are kept, the password, usernames and all. So at location A the security is good, but location B is not, it's not secure. I mean, it's just a small office, and if you have such requirement to install the another server on location B, so you can choose this option. RODC server is a self-explanatory. RODC, it will be read-only server. If this server is compromised, RODC, so it is very difficult to delete account, change the account's password, this thing. Alright, so let's go ahead, click next. So I'm expecting this error because the DNS role or DNS server is not configured. This is the same, the delegation for this DNS server cannot be created because the native and authority blah blah blah. Alright, so we are aware the DNS role is not installed and server is not configured, which is required for Active Directory to function, work smoothly. Alright, we will configure DNS server in future time. Let's click yes. So location for database log file and sys volume. So this is the database folder NTDS. Whenever you will when you have Active Directory services installed in your computer and you're creating users accounts, so such kind of thing like objects will going to store in your Active Directory database. This is called the NTDS folder, and the file will be going to create ntds.dit. So this is the NT directory services. Alright, this folder will going to create, and it will create the ntds.dit file, which is the heart of Active Directory, and you have to take that backup frequently. We will see in future video. And this is a log file and sys volume folder. The Active Directory security related information will going to store in this folder, and this folder will going to share among your domain controllers in future if you installing the additional domain controllers and all. So click next, and directory service restore mode. As we said, as a server admin, you're backing up your Active Directory database and all, and so whenever you want to restore your Active Directory backup, you have to restart your server and press F8 frequently. Then you will see many options: safe mode, networking, and this is the one of them, directory services restore mode. Password. So just type your password, 1 2 3 4 5 6. All right, click next. The password must be complexity, password meet. All right, no problem. Just okay, hit enter. This is the summary. what you have done, the domain name and test net bias name and server. Click next. Let me click on this checkbox. So once installation is finished, this writing process, server will restart automatically. Alright, so let me I'll pause this video and we'll resume as soon as the server restart. Alright, so system is restarted. So let's check the role. Now we have Active Directory role installed. It was installed automatically. We installed this one, and the DNS server role is also installed. All right, so let's check the Active Directory console, users group and computers. So we have this role. Sorry, you have to click on. Let me close this one and reopen it again. Start administrative tool. Most of the server admins are spending their time in this window. Active Directory users, group users and computers. So from here you can create the users and all. Alright, so this is our domain name, test.local, and these are the containers. Bulletin contain the your user groups, and this is a computer container. We don't have any workstation yet, because in future video we will going to add one workstation in this domain controller, so it will visible here. All right, this is your domain controller. This is the one PDC, primary domain controller. All right, so just raise the function level by right click on your Active Directory and raise domain function level here. So this is the function level is Windows 2003 server. So our requirement, we don't have such kind of requirement, the legacy server and all. So we are selecting Windows 2008 R2 server and raise the function level. So this is just a warning message. This affect the entire domain. Are you after you raise the domain function level, it is possible that you may not able to reverse it. All right, we already we are already aware about the same. So just click OK. Alright, so we successfully raised our function level. So here we are done. Thanks for watching my videos. Like and subscribe for more videos and updates. Thanks for your time.